In this video, we will show you how to replace your front brake flex hose on this Nissan Maxima. This is part of your braking system, located behind your front wheel. Let's get into it. Safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Once you've completed that, we're going to remove all 5 of our 21mm lug nuts and we can get the wheel off of here. Now let's have a look along the back side of the caliper here, and this is where you're going to find your bleeder screw. We want to make sure this opens up before we start replacing that flex hose, just in case it breaks, in which case you'd have to replace the caliper as well. For this I'm using an 8mm. Get that on there. Okay. Make sure you have your collection receptacle under this area so you can collect and recycle that fluid properly. As you can see, fluid is making its way out, so I'm just going to close this temporarily. Continuing on, I have a collection receptacle here. What we're going to do is put this directly onto the bleeder screw. We're going to open this up, and then we're going to make our way into the passenger compartment. In the passenger compartment, we're going to press that brake pedal all the way to the floor and hold it there with something such as a pry bar up against the brake pedal and the front seat. Now we still have pressure on that brake pedal. Let's get this off of here. Just going to make sure that this is closed for now. Continuing on, we're going to follow the flex hose all the way up to where it connects onto our steel brake line. This is the next area that I like to go onto. That way there we know if the brake line needs to be replaced as well. For this, I'm using a 10mm for our fitting up along the top of the brake line leading into the flex hose. We're just going to go ahead and start working this back and forth a little bit. I did apply some penetrant to this area, and I have movement. I'm just going to temporarily close this. We'll use some parts cleaner, make sure there's no debris. Now we'll remove that line from the brake flex hose here. Feels like that's pretty much freed up at this point. Okay, get a little bit of movement there. Now, if you're looking right where that fitting goes in to the flex hose, this is all held to a bracket, and that's held in place with a small metal clip. For this, I'm just using some pliers. You can also use a small prying device if necessary. Once you have that out of there, give it a thorough inspection. If it looks like it's rotted, weak, or damaged, you need to replace it. This looks fine. We'll set it aside. Now you should be able to remove that flex hose from the brake line up along the top there. Let's continue on down. Now on the front strut, you're going to find another one of those metal clips to be removed from the flex hose. Just as before, a quick inspection, and we'll set that aside. Now we have some movement here. Let's leave it in the bracket and follow it all the way down to the caliper. Down in this area, you're going to find a 12mm headed banjo bolt that goes through the flex hose into the caliper. Let's go ahead and start removing this. Keep in mind there will be fluid still inside the flex hose and in the caliper. We have our collection receptacle under this area. Just let the gravity pull all that out of there first. And now we can remove the flex hose from the bracket of the strut, and there it is, friend. Before installation, there's a couple areas that we need to focus. Let's look along the back side of the caliper where the flex hose was placed. Commonly, you might find that you have a gasket still stuck in this area. The gasket would look essentially something just like this. We want to make sure that that gasket is removed. You never want to double gasket something like this. It can cause a braking issue. This looks fine down at the caliper. Now we're going to inspect the brake line. Just focusing on that brake line here. I can see the fitting is still in good usable order. It's not rusted or rotted. We'll just double check the bracket here. That looks good as well. Now it's time to install our brand new front brake flex hose. We're going to start up along the top where it connects onto the brake line. Go ahead and start this in by hand. We're going to slide that straight up and through here. It really only goes in one way. Just going to try to get this lined up. Just a quick note, when you're aligning this, if you are looking at the edges of the brake flex hose, you're going to find one side has this small notch in the center of the flattened out area. That goes towards the rear of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and get that aligned. Start the line in by hand, of course. We'll press that all the way up into the proper position. Continue on with your locking clip. As far as this locking clip, you can see that it does have a tab that protrudes. That's going to have to go up. So we have that going straight up like this. We'll start pressing it in. It's common to have to tap it in with a hammer. A couple light taps there. A quick wiggle confirming it's properly secured. Continue tightening that line. Okay, right there's bottomed out. We're just going to take this a tiny bit further here, confirming it's properly secured. Now we can start following this down to the mounting point on the front strut. Now this is going to come in through the bottom. We'll twist it until the base is completely bottomed out. Continue on with our locking clip. We have that small tab. Get that in position, tap it in with a hammer. As we make our way down towards the bottom where the flex hose is going to connect to the caliper, we're going to have to prepare our banjo bolt for installation. For that, we're taking one of our brand new gaskets. We never reuse an original gasket. We'll slide that right up onto that banjo bolt. It's up against the base. Now we're going to take that banjo bolt, we'll slide it through the flex hose, take our second brand new gasket, and that's going to go on the opposite side of the flex hose. Now we have one on each side, and we can continue on getting this in position. As for putting this in position, you're going to find on the flex hose it has one small locating tab, and the caliper has a slot for it. We'll align that in the banjo bolt port, and we can start this in by hand. Now that we have it started in, we'll snug it up. Okay, right there's bottomed out. Now what we need to do is continue on by slightly crushing each one of these two gaskets. So I'm going to take this a little bit further. Okay, approximately a quarter turn there. A quick wiggle confirming it's properly secured in place. Continuing on from here, we're going to do a gravity bleed. The first thing we need to do is make our way in the passenger compartment, remove the pressure from your brake pedal, and then make your way under the hood. We're going to remove the master cylinder cap. Once you have that off, just go ahead and set that aside. Now for the gravity bleed itself, we're back at the caliper. We're going to open this up and we're going to wait until we see a steady trickle of fluid making its way out. Now we can see fluid making its way out of here, and we can also see some small air bubbles. So we're going to have to continue this until we only see clean fluid making its way out with no air. Okay, we've been gravity bleeding this for a while now. We're going to go ahead and close this off. We're sure we only see clean fluid and no air bubbles making its way out. Now continuing on from here, the next thing you want to do is make your way up into the passenger compartment and pump up the brake pedal, confirming it's firm. If it is firm, you make your way back down here, clean up your mess, and reinstall a bleeder screw cover, assuming you have one. Otherwise, you're going to want to continue on with a manual brake bleed. Once you've started on all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts, we're going to bottom these out in a crisscross manner. We'll get the wheel back on the ground and torque each of the lug nuts to 83 foot-pounds. Now we've got the wheel safely back on the ground, let's go ahead and torque these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. The first thing we need to mention is we will have to remove all of our wheels, so you want to make sure you're in a safe area to do so. After completing that, we're underneath the driver's side hood, just behind the air filter housing. You're going to find your brake master cylinder. Before we remove the brake cap, let's make sure we clean up the area to confirm there's no miscellaneous debris that could fall inside of the braking system. Just go ahead and take hold of that. We'll turn it counterclockwise. A little tight in here. Now as we lift it up and pull it away, we're making sure that we turn it over to see the seal, but we are also not doing this over the master cylinder so nothing falls inside. Now if you were to look deep inside this area, you're going to see brake fluid, and you should also find that you have a small screen. I'm going to remove the screen so we can remove the fluid using a small pick here. For this, I'm just going to carefully try making my way around the edges. Typically it will pop out of place. When you do remove it, you want to make sure you have something underneath it so that brake fluid doesn't get on anything. A quick inspection of the screen and we'll set it aside. Now to extract the fluid, we're going to use a fluid extractor. You can use one like this or something that you can use air. Once you've removed as much fluid as possible, continue on with your protective screen. We're just going to take this and we'll press it into the master cylinder as far as we can. Now that we've removed as much fluid as possible, I'm going to use a funnel and we'll start directing this clean brake fluid directly into that master cylinder. Just top it off up to the maximum line. We have that topped off. Let's reinstall our master cylinder cap now. Now that we're finished at the master, we're making our way to the passenger side front wheel. This is where we're going to start our brake bleed. Now this is going to be easiest with a second person. The second person will be inside of the vehicle and we're going to have them pump up the brake pedal approximately 3 to 5 times, hold it, and we're going to open up the bleeder screw along the back side of the caliper here. When we open this up, of course, we will have a collection receptacle so we can collect and recycle the fluid properly. What we're waiting for is only clean, brand new fluid making its way out and definitely no air bubbles. If you have a bleeder screw cover, go ahead and remove that. Continuing on, I have my collection receptacle here and an 8mm wrench for the front bleeder screws. Go ahead and pump up the brake pedal, please. Now while he's holding, I'm going to open this up and we're watching fluid make its way through the hose. All right, he got that closed. Let's go ahead and do it again. He's holding on it again. Go ahead and do it again. Just going to reset my wrench. There we are. Let's do it one more time for this wheel. Okay, now as you can tell, we had only clean, brand new fluid making its way out and definitely no air bubbles. We've completed the bleeding process on this side of the vehicle. Go over to the other side of the vehicle and repeat this exact same process on the driver's side front caliper. After that, make your way up to the master cylinder and top that off, and we'll make our way back to the passenger side rear. Let's clean this mess and reinstall our bleeder screw cover. Back up under the hood, we're at the master cylinder. Let's go ahead and remove our cap. I have my clean funnel and brand new brake fluid. We'll top this off again. There we are. Reinstall our cap. Now we completed both sides of the front calipers and stopped at the master cylinder. We're back at the passenger side rear. It's time to open up the bleeder screw. We'll remove our bleeder screw cover, of course. Using an 8mm, we're going to double check to make sure this does open as it should. And it does. All right, go ahead and pump up the brake pedal, please. Wrench on there. Here we go. You can see our fluid making our way through the hose there. Go ahead and pump, please. Now, as you can see, we have only clean fluid making its way through. I did see some small air bubbles, but that's typically due to the fact that this isn't a very tight seal here. At this point, I'm sure we've fully bled out this caliper. We can remove our apparatus, clean up our mess, and we're going to go over to the driver's side rear and repeat this exact same process. Once you've completed that, you're going to make your way back to that master cylinder. Now we've bled all of the calipers, we're back at the master cylinder. It's time to top it off. Looking along the side of the master cylinder, you can see the line. That's the maximum line right up at the top here. We'll remove that cap and continue on adding up to that maximum and reinstall the cap. Cap on there. There we are. Double check, make sure that's properly secured. You do not want any moisture or debris making its way inside of the braking system. Okay, friend, we finished our brake bleed. The next thing you need to do is reinstall all of your wheels, torque those to 83 foot-pounds. Close the hood and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.